Today we're going to be doing this unboxing, showing you everything that's inside of the Dji Osmo Nano. We're going to be doing a ton of videos on this camera, showing you the differences between what it offers comparable to other cameras and what features this comes with this package. Now this is the particular package that I ordered off of Amazon, which is the standard combo bundle standard, basically 64 gig. And this is the Dji Osmo Nano. It just literally came out. I got it yesterday. So this is what you're going to get with this particular standard combo comparable to the other combos. And it comes with this little swivel, which is pretty cool. It comes with this little swivel with a 1/4 Now you'll notice when it comes in the box, it comes mounted already to this suction cup. So when I got it, it was actually screwed down with a 1/4 to the suction cup. I don't know how good this will hold. We'll do a couple tests with it and see kind of how well it works. It does come with your hat clip, which this is the favorite part I have of this is the hat clip, because I can use this anywhere. That's the whole reason I got this camera. And also this lanyard, the magnetic lanyard. So this little guy right here, I think is just some little case that goes over it. I won't ever probably use this, mainly because it's just going to make it more of a hindrance having this on here, and I don't plan on dropping it. But it does have all the connections on the bottom there, as you can see, and it does come with the Type C to Type C and also your instruction manual. So this is a really new way of doing this comparable to other cameras, mainly because I've used the Instago 3. You know, all of those series, I've used all of them. So this is going to be a little bit different the way this is set up. I'll give you kind of like my likes, dislikes, and then comparable to other cameras as well. Now, first off, when you open up the box, you're going to get this. You have to activate this through DJI's website, so you're gonna have to do that. You have to do that with every product that they sell. If you look at the way this is set up, it is a lot different than the Instago 360. Any of those, like the Insta360 Go S, any of those, this is a lot different. So I want you guys to understand, before you purchase this, there are a lot of differences, and good and bad. For instance, like I paid $299 for this unit. If you go with the Insta360 version, you're over $400. So that is the main reason why I went with this, is because of the price. Everything that I have is DJI. So like all of these particular guys right here are all the same. So I bought a couple extra of these because they'll work the same on the, you know, I have the Osmo 5, I have the Pocket 3, all those, which the Pocket 3 won't use these type of pieces, but everything I have is DJI. Now I do have 360 cameras through Insta360 just strictly for 360 stuff. But with that being said, I can use my DJI mics with this, and I can also use all of these connections because they're the same on all the Osmo 5 and everything comparable into this. So that way I can take this camera off of here and then put my Osmo 5 on here, which, you know, basically the Action 5. So that's one of the reasons why I really went with this over the other, mainly because of that reason. The quality difference, I can't tell the difference between the lenses, you know, nighttime, stuff like that. But this video, I'm gonna kind of go over a lot of that stuff, but I'm gonna make more detailed videos of what this looks like at night, and then more detailed videos of what this looks like comparable to those cameras at night and during the day. Everybody's doing all these videos during the day. The whole reason I buy these cameras is to use them at night. All of them are great during the day. I have no complaints. Even GoPro is good during the day, but at night is when these bad boys will struggle. The thing you're gonna see is these are magnetic. They can connect, they connect to each other, okay? When you disconnect them, they have these little points on here. So you can turn it either which way you want, comparable to how you want this to work. And they connect like that. They're super simple the way that they work. But if you don't get the feed in there like this, see, then it will connect and tell you, boom, this is how much percentage you have on here. Now, the charging is really fast. I've charged this thing up already once. The charging is fast. I do like that. It does seem to hold pretty well, with similar to my Osmo 5, so it is do that. The only thing that's very cumbersome about this camera compared to it is I'm used to a GoPro that's long and then short on the top. This is like this, but like this. It is a little different to get used to be honest with you. The other thing is, on a GoPro and other cameras, you have a on button and then a straight record button. When you push this button, it turns the unit on. So if you look at this, that's how it turns it on, which is pretty cool. And then if you push it again, you can start recording, which is pretty awesome. I like that. But I don't think that you can go straight into recording with this yet. I haven't figured that out yet. Let me see if I can do it from the top. So if I turn it off, let's see if I do it from the top, if it will do that. So I push it once, it starts recording from the top. So that goes to show me right there that the bottom, when you push it, see, I turned it off. The bottom, see, and then it does the DJI type thing where it shuts off, okay? So the bottom, if you press it once, it will turn it on. If you press it again, that's when it will start recording. If you press this one on top, it will start recording. And then you can record from this separated from this, which is pretty awesome. You just can't preview what's on here without these two being connected. So I'm learning new tricks and tips to this because this doesn't have a secondary button. It only has one button here and one button here. Your only other part that you have is over here. When you pull on this door, you have your USB Type-C and SD card slot. I have not put an SD card slot in this to see how long it takes to export. So that's the next step I'm going to be doing, putting an SD card in, see how long it takes to export, because it will initially go to the internal storage, and then you're gonna have to export it to an SD card, or you'll have to plug in USB Type-C and then export directly to your computer, which in my opinion takes forever. So I'll probably just do the export SD card, see how long that takes. I really think the coolest part about this particular model is that you can take this top part off and still use this LCD. So you can take this top part off and still use the LCD to be able to control it remotely. That is the best feature of this, and being able to hold this. I'm gonna try the hat clip piece and see how that works so far. Try some different clips and different things and see how they work, and walk around with it in the dark. Now I'm gonna walk with it in the dark. I'm gonna go to a little darker, like it's a little more dark over here with a little bit of light. But how does this look? This is just a little bit of light up above, and then it's pretty dark. So what does this look like? Does this look terrible? Does this look pretty decent for a small camera with this sensor size? But it looks pretty good in the screen, but it's hard to tell. I mean, the light's that way. So how does it look to you guys? I mean, it probably looks a little fuzzy, guarantee that. I mean, there's not a doubt in my mind it's gonna be a little bit fuzzy, but how's this look? There's not hardly any light. This is pretty dark out here. I mean, you're gonna hear my air conditioners and heaters going, but here's a little bit of light right here, but that's it. How's this look? How's this sound? Okay, so this is inside. I want you guys to see what this looks like, what it sounds like. I got this noisy air conditioner going in the background. I apologize, but this is what it sounds like with a noisy air conditioner going on in the background. This is what it looks like. I don't have anything that's like super dark in here. If I turn off my lights in my fab shop, it's pretty dark in there, but I'll do some videos with that. I'm gonna go outside, do some videos, and let you guys see what this looks like in the dark and in the light. That way you guys can kind of tell, especially with my voice. Okay, so this is in my fab shop. This is pure dark. Like there's no light on in here at all, and it looks remarkably well. I cannot believe how good this looks. So this is like pitch black dark. There's no light in here whatsoever. So this is making its own light. This does not look like this in real. So I'm gonna show you, like, it's completely dark in here. The only light that's coming is from this door, that's it. So there's no light in here. This is the darkest it's probably gonna ever be. So if it looks good, this is a true test of how awesome this camera is, if this looks good. I don't know, because it's kind of hard to tell looking at it on the actual LCD, but if this looks good, this will tell you how awesome this camera is, because this is dark. I'll get it even darker in here. This is how dark this is in here. So if this looks good, I'll go back out into the light, and then here's out into the light. So here's how different it's gonna look in the light, and then go back into the dark. This is pure dark. So this is how different it's gonna look. I want you guys to realize this, because that's the whole reason I buy this camera, is because I use it at night. Sometimes I'll use it during the day, but 10% day, 90% at night. That's what most people wanna see, is how awesome the sensor will work at night. So here we'll go back again into the light, and this is where we're at in the light. All of them look good in the light, but in the dark is when it matters the most. Okay, so when I did that last video, I wasn't even in super night. This is in super night right here. So tell me what this looks like. I'm gonna disconnect this from here and see what it looks like. Boom. I'm gonna pull this around so I can look at it through the LCD. This is in super night mode. I don't know if it looks any different, to be honest with you. Does it? I mean, it looks about the same as what it did before, so I'm not quite sure. This is super night mode, and then we'll go outside and see what this looks like.
So this is pretty dark out here. Just to give you guys how awesome this camera is. This is really, really, really dark. I have one light, which is above right here, that is on. So this is what it looks like in the dark. This is where this camera really picks up, in my opinion, the quality aspect of why you pay so much money for cameras is because of this right here. This is picking up brighter than what it actually looks like in real life. In real life, it is not this bright, but it's picking it up brighter than what it is in real life instead of darkening it like most cameras would. Most cameras would just darken this up or it'd look fuzzy or bump up the ISO. This is definitely looking really, really good for, this is extremely dark. So I gotta give this thing credit. It's definitely a great camera for what it can do. So we've got it on right here. See how this works. So we've got this on. We're gonna walk with it, turn it on, and see how it works. So right now, I don't have it in my hands anymore. My hands are right here. I have it on the hat mount. So what does this look like when I walk? So I'm gonna walk with it in the dark because the dark is the worst when you walk. That's when you can see all the footsteps. How does it jiggle with it being on my hat? I mean, my hat might cushion it. I'm not quite sure. But how does that work with my hat with me walking? I'll walk all the way around the car. I'm trying to walk, I'm in sandals right now, so I'm trying to walk like light-footed. Try not to make it look like I'm walking. But is it jittery? Is it real bad? But this is just, I got it on my hat. Here's my hands, I'm not even holding it. It's just using the hat clip, see what it looks like, see how it sounds. Also, how is the audio with me walking around? How's the audio with it on my hat clip? And then I can just take this, I'm using this to control it, and then I can take this and turn it off, basically whenever I'm done. Here, I'm wearing this on the chest. I've just got it on the outside of the shirt. You can put it on the inside of the shirt. I'm just trying to make this easy. So we're gonna put it on here, walk around with it, see how jittery it is, see how it sounds with the sound right here comparable to the hat clip. So now I'm using the one on my chest. I'll kind of move this around. So right now it's on my chest. I'm holding this out to kind of see what I'm looking at, but this is using the chest mount. I'm walking around with it. This is in the light, so I want to see how good it works during the light, and then we'll go outside and kind of see how that works as well. Is it jittery? Does it work good? Here is outside. The only thing, the way my chest is, it kind of needs to be more like this. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of make it go more down. That's the only thing is, because I'm kind of a taller person, but that's the only thing is it kind of needs to be pointed more. I like the hat mount more because it goes down like this because the way my chest is. So I think this would work good, but for POV it's gonna be really difficult because I'm gonna miss the bottom half of everything. So I'll have to walk at like an angle like this or something, but does it look jittery when I walk? I'm like walking right now. Does it look jittery? Does it, I don't know. And then this is in front of me, so maybe I can figure out a way to angle this down and make it work better. Now I have adjusted it so I can adjust it. I think that's working out way better, so I can adjust it down to where it's just going out straight out. This is awesome. So this is working out really good. I'll show you a video of what it looks like. So in order to solve that problem, you can take this, it says, and put this, because it's magnetic, I'm guessing. Boom, wow, that thing snaps. Put it on there and that will help, see, because you can move this. That's freaking cool, man. This thing is just awesome. Every time I use this thing, it just gets better and better. And then that way you can take this and you can adjust it up and down when you're doing this. So this is how we have it on here. So we can adjust it out like this. Isn't that crazy? And then you can adjust, it's strong because of the magnet, so you can adjust it like boom. And then it will it lays more flat up against my chest versus going out. So like I can push it down a little bit more, boom. And then it goes flat against my chest. Isn't that crazy? That's awesome. This is the biggest selling point of this bad boy is boom right there. And then you can straight record right from there. Isn't that awesome? Anything that is metal, it'll just magnetize itself right there and hold itself right to there. That is awesome. So anytime you want to record something and you don't have your mount, you can just put it up there on the metal, boom, and then you can record it right from there. That is freaking awesome. And it's so inconspicuous besides this little LED right here. I'm gonna figure out a way to cover that bad boy up, but you would never even know there was a camera right there if you were walking by. You wouldn't even notice that thing there because it's so tiny. And just to let you guys know, the whole time that I've been making this video using this camera and a different camera, mostly this camera, I've only used 15% of the little camera, and then the screen I've used 10%. So I use 15% on the little camera and 10% on the screen. That's all I've used so far, making a 15-minute video. It's not bad because I've had this thing on the whole time. So definitely recommend this to anybody looking for an awesome camera. Thank you guys again. So in regards to this camera, I'm shooting this all on this camera right now. I have no complaints about this camera. Now, if the quality isn't that great, that's gonna be my only complaint. I really like the angle and the way this is. I'm shooting this on super normal, like basically so it doesn't concave the edges or anything like that. I don't have it on ultra wide or anything like that. This is gonna be one of many videos that I make on this camera. So we're gonna do more dark testing. We're gonna do more low light testing against other cameras that I have, including the Osmo 5, the Pocket 3, a lot of other cameras that I have, especially even the Insta360. I have the 5, the X5, the X4, X3, I have all of them. So I'm gonna do more testing of this comparable. I love this camera. So far, I have zero complaints about this camera. If you're looking to buy something and this is $300, I'll put a link down below. It's available right now. I don't know much about the new DJI, the Osmo 360 camera, but I can tell you this, my Pocket 3 is one of my favorite cameras. My Osmo Action 5 is definitely my second favorite camera. This might become one of my favorites. If it can replace my Pocket and my Osmo Action 5, this is gonna be my go-to camera. I'll probably buy a few of them. I have 3 of the Pocket 3s and I have 1 of the Action 5s. And the only reason I bought the Action 5 to kind of like go with the Pocket 3s is the Pocket 3 has its time and place. With the gimbal, it makes it tough. That's where this camera is going to kind of help me a lot, where I can just run and gun, pull this out, and it's ready to go. Whereas the Pocket 3, I have that gimbal, I'm holding it, and it's not very safe, let's put it that way. It's not built tough to be able to withstand if I accidentally just move too fast or I hit it up against something, it could potentially break. This camera, I think, is gonna work really well because it's run and gun ready, it's ready to go. We'll see how good the battery life is. That's going to be the kicker for me, is how good the battery life is. If the battery life is awesome, I'm gonna absolutely use this camera all the time. If the battery life isn't that great, that's gonna become an issue. So that's gonna be my only 2 issues with this camera, is the battery life and how long it takes with the exporting on the SD card. I'll make that in my next video, but that's something I'm just gonna have to get used to. If it takes a while, I'm just gonna have to get used to it. But those are the things that I'm gonna have to work on with this camera. So we'll see how everything goes. We'll see how this works, but let me know what you guys think about this camera down in the comments down below. I'll also put a link down in the description to buy this camera, where you can click on it and buy it, have it shipped directly to your home. I had this in 1 day to my house. Actually, I had it in 12 hours to my house from Amazon. So I highly recommend it. So far, 0 issues. And then I'm gonna make more and more videos on this, comparing it to other cameras that we use every single day. Thank you guys for watching.